Everybody, it's Sinvicta. It's time to run near the Binding of Isaac Victor Repentance Plus series. Happy Friday, Mosh Pit. We are on the new patch, as we talked about yesterday. But now, of course, we also have, hopefully, item descriptions are going to be enabled in the game since we unlocked it yesterday. And also, we have our first like streak counter on the day. Thank you all very much for making Wednesday's video very popular and going on in. Again, I've not seen the Thursday tally yet because it's still technically Thursday. So I'm going to lower the amount of time in between recording sessions. That way I can keep up with the like streak. That's what the original concept was anyway. But obviously, for me to get a couple of days of break in between episodes is nice and allows me to do other things like stream and do Pokemon stuff and that sort of thing. So thank you very much for your understanding on that one. And also, here's your meme of the day brought to you from the Sinvicta Discord, this time by Zaduja, aka Donation Machine Guy. Title of the post was Sinvicta's Freedom from the External Information Mod. Nobody. Sinvicta after Binding of Isaac got an info mod. Yep, I've broken free of the chains. So thank you very much, Zaduja, and everyone who reacted to that one. And let's just see what the information, internal information feature looks like. It's really hard for me not to say mod. I know I was talking about that yesterday, but still, it's going to take a little adjustment period. 4 November, Mike Lima, Golf, Foxtrot, Sierra, Charlie. This is one thing that I did bring up to Zombolas, is that you can see how part of the seed is a little bit obscured by the bloody note. So that's something that I hope that they're going to tweak, because it would be nice to not have to worry about that. Not that anyone cares too much about the seed, but still, it's just a little bit of a UI, just like a little touch up. You know what I mean? Starting off with Sumptorium, and also with base Isaac damage, pretty good tears rate actually. Good movement speed, good shot speed. The only thing real bad is our range, and that's about it. But Sumptorium. And oh man, Sumptorium, now I've been seeing grumbles. I've been seeing rumblings in the comment section every now and then of people saying that, oh no, and another Sumptorium run. Have we gotten to that stage of society here where we're talking about Sumptorium being one of those items that people hate now because it's getting lumped up with the same likes of Mom's Knife and Binge Eater and Brimstone? Like, man, oh man, it's hard to please everybody out there. It's a tough crowd sometimes, man. I love Sumptorium, as everybody knows. You can convert HP into little clots. I didn't see wait a second. Hang on now. Item descriptions on. There we go. We have to turn them on by default. There we go. I was gonna say, because we definitely unlocked them yesterday. So, but yeah, I've been seeing people kind of have a little bit of rumblings talking about how Sumptorium makes for boring runs, that sort of thing. Wooden Cross adds 1 holy shield at the start of each floor. Oh boy, I love it. I love the little fade-in effect too. So we finally get to see it. So congrats to Wooden Cross. You get to be our first. Swallow Penny spawns a coin each time Isaac takes damage. You know, Swallow Penny might be okay here if we end up getting enough HP. And look at the Wooden Cross emblem up there next to the Soul Heart on our HP. That is awesome. I love seeing that. Holy Cross is pretty nice though. So 2 of Spades. Oh, it actually identified the card here while it was on the ground before we picked it up. That's interesting. But yeah, so 2 Diamonds is gonna obviously double our keys. There's no reason for us to use it right now. And you know what? I'm gonna stick with Wooden Cross. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Wooden Cross. I love Sumptorium. It allows you to take HP that you normally weren't going to be doing anything else with anyway and turning it into offensive power. It's an extremely powerful item, very, very useful, especially if you have low tiers or low DPS or anything like that. Your Cloudy Army can supplement that and really kind of boost you. And that's what I love about it. You know, again, it's whenever this kind of stuff comes up, I understand why people don't like it, but I also try to tell people, like, come on. This is what I will say about good items that are so good people hate them. If you don't want to pick them up, don't pick them up. That's the bottom line there. You can play Isaac as however which way you want to, but for me personally, if I see a good item, I'm gonna take it. Okay, I'm gonna take it, and that's it. But there are certain situations where obviously Mom's Knife in particular is the one that I will deliberately pass up sometimes just because it doesn't have good synergies, or you might even see me doing it with Brimstone, where it just doesn't make sense on a Kid's Drawing is a maybe. We still have the shield right now, so I'm gonna hold on to the wooden cross. But a Child's Drawing is tempting because that is a Guppy item. So the only way that I would keep, what is the only scenario that I would keep a Child's Drawing over wooden cross, other than smelting it or gulping it? If we got a Guppy item in this devil deal, I would say is it. Now we need some HP though. All this being said, for Sumptorium is useless if you don't have the HP to fuel it. Gonna be looking for the Tienda here. You're seeing how much damage we can just pump out here with the sheer amount of tears. It's a wall of fire that we're sending out here. I'm not going to lose the opportunity to get options again this time around. So Nun's Habit's also not bad for us here, but I'm first going to take more options. I almost walked by it there. So we have double item room payouts now. We get the moon card. By payouts, I mean we have a double item room pedestals. So we don't have to worry about having just one and then being like, oh, well, this item sucks. We have nothing to do with it. Now we get two. So at least we have a choice. They may still suck. They probably will, but at least we have options. Yeah, and Baby Plum's getting bodied right here. There you go, down she goes, no problem at all. We get booster pack. That's just super awesome. It's super great. We got double two of spades. Wait. We got triple two of spades? Excuse me? Playoffs? Hermit card doesn't do anything for us. I guess we're just gonna double our keys. It's gonna be due to the third power, so world card, we don't need the Emperor card right now, as crazy as that may sound to hear me say that. And there's the Guppy item. I did say that I would take that if we get a Guppy item, and it makes sense now, especially with us having Sin Robes here as well. And yes, indeed, you see the Necronomicon there, showing you that it is part of the new Necromancer transformation, which I know what the parts are that made it. I'm not going to spoil it though, because this was something that I've known about for a while. But the Necromancer transformation is good. That's all I'll say. So, but I'm not going to spend the HP here. What I am going to do, however, is I'm going to take Guppy's collar, and you show. Oh, it actually shows you the converted damage values there too. 1.26 damage. That's awesome. I love that. And then let's go, since we're going to lose the wooden cross anyway, let's go into the curse room for free, and then we can teleport out with the moon card. So we have just a smorgasbord of keys here. There's our Child's Drawing. So we're gonna be 2 or 3 for Guppy. I know the secret room is right there, by the way, but still I want to go into the curse room for free. We say thank you to the wooden cross for being a big time player, making big time plays. Let's not bung this up again. There we go. And then I will leave with the Emperor card or the World card. I mean, I guess the Emperor card. No. Yeah, well, no. Emperor card is... We're not going to use the Emperor card for a long time. Let's not be silly. Come on now. There we go. Review the map with the world card here. Now, one thing that we, again, talking about Sumptorium, there's no downside to Sumptorium other than overuse, which is regulated by yourself, by the player. But a downside of Sumptorium, if there is one, is that, again, it's limited by how much disposable HP you have. If you don't have any disposable HP, then guess what? You can't use it. It does nothing for you. So in this instance here, just showing you that one of the very few weaknesses or drawbacks of Sumptorium is if you don't have the HP to power it, which we are currently in that sort of... We're in that area right now. So we get the Swarm, Shows you right there what it does. Everyone knows what it does. And Cricket's body gives us a half tears rate upgrade. It does also, of course, break the tears cap, which I'm going to go ahead and take. There are certain times where I don't like taking Cricket's body. I think with this time, though, especially with us having Sumptorium, just the sheer amount of tears that we're going to be producing is going to be worthwhile for all the visual doo-doo and the knockback and the jostle physics and all that kind of stuff. So open this up. We get our key back, a little bit of extra money. So I'm hoping that we end up getting with just one more Guppy item is all we need. It'd be nice if we got 2. I don't want to be greedy, but it would be nice so we can free up our trinket slot. But if it doesn't happen, then it just doesn't happen. We also got our eternal item, by the way, is Bone Spurs, which is where that's where you hear that sort of crackling, the snap, crackle, poppling of kills that we make, and then on top of that, it leaves those Bone Spurs in the air. Yeah, we could probably do it. One of our keybacks and also some more money, so that's good. And what's imperative for us right now is to try to protect the Claudies as best as I can, just so we can get the most out of them. I mean, some of them, I know that we've lost a few over the course of this run, but some of them have been with us for a while, and that's good. We're getting good value out of it. Yave, we'll go ahead and save that for a second here. I'm going to grab the mystery gift. And do we want to go into the secret room? Let's see if we can get this into the devil deal first. If we don't, then I'll walk to the secret room. Ooh, Soul of Samson for the boss might be okay. Yeah. Here we go. Mega Fatty gets mega bodied. And take the shot speed upgrade here along with a little bit of HP and range. Did not get a devil deal, obviously, so we could go into the curse room and use the mystery gift there. I'm not going to do that though, because I don't want to sacrifice 1 soul heart for it. Even though we're 2 or 3 Guppy, we still have there's a lot of run left to go. So, and we get rock bottom, baby. Oh, mama. Rock bottom. Now I should have waited a half moment to show you all what the description says for that, because I'm curious to see what the in-game definition of rock bottom is. But wow, let me tell you something, brother. Okay, well, Are You a Wizard's not great, but let me tell you something, brother. That worked out for the best. So go ahead and pick up Perfection as well, just to give us a 10 luck rating upgrade. It also triggers people a lot whenever I have rock bottom and don't pick it up. So there you go. So rock bottom is going to ensure that we cannot lose stats from any source. Period. It gives us a nice incentive to take pills, because obviously the only pills we have to worry about are the ones that actually cause damage to us. If we get hit with like a speed down or a range down or tears down, whatever, we don't have to worry about it. Health down is also kind of feels bad, man, but it is what it is. Look at this. We even get a 5 room here. 5 rooms are quickly becoming one of my favorite dice rooms to get in certain situations. In this case, we get ourselves an extra floor. That's how my mind translates the 5 room into now, in terms of value. So it's good. It's good. Obviously, especially if you get an XL floor, then you can get essentially two extra floors out of that, which is awesome. That happened not that long ago. And absolutely going to be taking the Ghost Pepper here. I want to see what the definition for going Hourglass. Minus 10 luck. Rewind. Why is it minus 10 luck? That doesn't make any sense. Rewinds time and places Isaac in the previous room on doing everything in the room that occurred in the room. After 3 uses, I don't know why it says minus 10 luck, though. It's a little bit weird. There you go. Get a soul heart here from Larry Jr. After yesterday's video and Wednesday's video, people were speculating what's the new sound effect that I was talking about. And it's for clarity, it's not a sound effect that I made. It's not a sound effect that I asked for or anything like that. It was something just a little cool nod that Zombolis that Zombolis added for the mosh pit. And it's concerning a certain item. That's all I'll say. I don't want to spoil it for people. And it's not even like a direct Sinvicta reference or anything, too. It's just a little, it was a little request. No idea where this other bony is. What makes you larger is not what I wanted. Yeah, thank you everybody for the feedback as well on the new lowered like streak. People were giving me their thoughts and you know and valuable feedback. Most people were in favor of it. It seemed to make sense to a lot of them. Some people weren't in favor of it, but you know you can't please everybody, and you're gonna drive yourself crazy if you try to do that. So, and that's something that I a long time ago decided that I was not going to try to do. And just kind of, you know, just do my own thing, be myself. That's all who I can be, man. That is it. I can only be me. You know why? Because it's easy being me. Because I don't have to manufacture anything. It's just me. I encourage you to be you. And oh man, Pete got absolutely roasted here. We are going to get Jesus juice. And it's going to be Krampus. It's a weird Krampus room. Obviously, I'm not going to take the head of Krampus, but there it is. And yeah, we're just going to go. This is obviously we're sacrificing boss rush, but to be honest, a different way to think about this is that we're not sacrificing boss rush. We are simply trading boss rush for an extra Flooded Caves 2, right? So we potentially we're giving up potentially 2 to 4, maybe more items to choose from. And instead, we're allowing us to have an extra shop, an extra item room, an extra chance at a double deal, which means an extra chance at Guppy, etc., etc. So, and this is also going to be an opportunity for us to get more money, to get more keys, bombs, you know, maybe a useful pill or two. That's how you should look at a 5-room in regards to comparing it. Is this worth losing, quote, losing boss rush for? And the answer is you're not losing it. You're simply trading it for an extra floor. That's the way that that's how I look at that kind of translation. So not to look at it like we're losing boss rush or oh we got to fade boss rush. It's more of a hey, we're getting something for this. It's a good trade-off here. And even if we get nothing out of this item room and we don't get Guppy or we don't get a good shop or whatever, we're still gaining things that could help us out. Yeah. I don't know why it says minus luck. -9 luck there. I'm gonna have to ask Zamos about that. I don't like multi-dimensional baby, but I'll take him. There's nothing wrong with multi-dimensional baby. It's just kind of like it's just a nothing burger of an item. You know, you get to shoot through it, sure, and makes extra shots, great. But well, let's put it this way: I'm more fine with taking multi-dimensional baby inside of an item room than I am in a double deal. I don't want to pay HP for it. I'll take it for free, but I won't pay for it. Okay, let's go back over here and try to find our tienda. I've also been getting a lot of requests for a German episode. People are since we had the Espanol episode many years ago at this point. People want me to do a German episode, and I don't know German. I mean, I could try, but I think it might offend more than just a couple nations. I don't want to do that. I don't make these videos to offend. I make them just to have fun and entertain. We're gonna get 9 volt here, which is gonna supercharge Sumptorium, so we don't have to have so much of a cooldown. I still disagree that I disagree with the idea that Sumptorium needs a cooldown at all, but we've already talked about that. And Mega Maw is mega dead. Super mega dead, especially with that multi-dimensional baby shot. And after all that said and done, we still technically kind of have a chance at boss rush, not gonna lie. The amount of damage that we do here is very, very, very high, especially with Ghost Pepper. So don't count us out yet. Ghost Pepper, you see there, does have spectral tier quality as well. I should say it has spectral tears capabilities. All right, I had to take my headphones off for a second. It's 1:50 in the morning right now, and I swear I heard a leaf blower outside of my door. I was like, hang on a dang second. I beg in your finest pardon. What is there a leaf blower doing outside my door right now? But I think it was something in game. They did add a lot of new sound effects, like I was talking about, and I've been noticing some weird little ambiance additions in the games here, which some people may not think is all that crazy and it's not even worth pausing a video for, but you got to remember I've played this game forever, and whenever there's something even a little off with what's norm for me in the game, I notice it pretty much immediately, and it always throws me off. So there's the entire southern portion of the map, everybody. High five, we did it. Now, you could be making arguments that I should be going into the curse room. They're still cheap technically right now. We could still get a Guppy item out of there and just complete our Guppy transformation. And while, yes, that's true, I'm also kind of focusing on just making sure we have enough HP to do a victory lap. I know we haven't done a victory lap in a few days because, obviously, with the patch and everything, we've been... There's just sometimes it's... For victory laps, it's just whatever is presented to us. Sometimes we will, sometimes we won't. My God, War just got, again, destroyed here. We actually do have a chance to make boss rush. That's wild. That is some crazy, crazy, crazy talk here. Counterfeit penny doesn't really matter because this is the last shop we're going to have, at least for a while anyway. Really hoping that we're going to get some kind of payoff for leaving behind the wooden nickel. I don't care about drops right now. We're just looking for this. We're just looking for the tinted skull and the mom fight, obviously. We'll come back and get all this stuff. And we've gone the wrong way. All right. Right, we got a sun card. I will take Compound Fracture just to make the visual doo-doo just go even crazier. Might as well use the sun card now so we know exactly where we're going, which was the wrong way. And we get the Eraser, which... I like what Sumptorium's doing for us right now, especially with all this fire that we're shooting out. And we get Guppy! Now, why did I decide to go in here instead of just waiting? Because there's no reason for us to come back to this side of the floor at this point, and I'm just doing it to save time. And I figured, well, let's just go in there. If it's in there, great. If not, then, you know, we have to hope that's going to be in the Devil Deal, but of course, it was not. There we go. In fact, I'm going to keep this Hogla's Rune, and we're just going to do Boss Rush, because we're definitely strong enough for it. So we don't even need... I think that was a nickel. We don't even need the Fool card. Got the newly buffed Hogla's Rune. Could open this too. I am kind of lollygagging a bit here. I have unlimited time, but it's also not going to be that big of a deal. Hear that? It's like a gurgling sound. I guess it's the sound of the boss doors. We get the negative here. We did get a Devil Deal. We also just destroyed the Stanley statue. I'm not going to take Duality because I'd rather have Sumptorium have a little bit of HP. And these are all not great. I don't believe Mega Bean will get me out of here, but I'm going to try. Did not. Get us in, but it can't get us out. That's fine. Not that it's going to matter anyway, because we're about to just destroy this entire room. We are preventing things from spawning with the amount of projectiles that we are creating. I mean, does that automatically qualify for a new? Because we talk about instant death, but what about pre-death? What about pre-spawn death? Because we definitely skipped a whole lot of waves in here. You see the new boss wave counter, by the way. And that, I gotta say, that's a first. That was the fastest boss rush that you will ever see. I mean, I think this qualifies automatically as new. We've never seen that. Now, if you're not sure what just happened there, because we have so many entities constitutes anything on the screen, including shots, tear effects, particle effects, that sort of stuff. Because we're creating so many of it, thanks to us having Cricket's body and also brittle bones, or not brittle bones, compound fracture, the game is running out of space to spawn things. And so it's simply just not spawning because it's prioritizing our tiers and their effects over mobs. So I don't know if that was a bug or not, but I've got to say that that's pretty amazing. Yeah, we've had runs before where everything just dies instantaneously, especially with Godhead, Sacred Heart, you know, Brimstone, that sort of thing. We've seen those kind of runs, but we have never, ever in the history of this channel ever seen a boss rush that was that quick, because we were just evaporating the waves before the bosses even spawned. That's incredible. Now, I'm sure the bit rate probably doesn't look all that great here, but you're not here to watch the bit rate. This is unbelievable here. We're gonna get some speed, I think. The only thing I can think of is that it's an interaction between Rock Bottom and the information feature. That is the only thing that I can think of that's causing us to see that negative stat pop up. Is that it's some kind of weird interaction with Rock Bottom. It's always good to remind people too that, you know, it's become cliche these days, but it is true. Repentance Plus is still technically in beta, so you're going to see bugs. You're going to see weird things happen. There's a lot of people working on fixing stuff. Oh, I'm a goose to that. Just imagine it. Well, I was gonna say just imagine we had Jacob's Ladder, but it's probably good that you don't. Probably good that we don't, because the game would be crashing constantly here. Experimental pill. It gave us shot speed, I think. Kind of hard to tell. There's the diaper. We don't really need to use diaper, thank you. Now, for everything that's being seen and done here in this run, one thing we are lacking on is just raw damage. Obviously, we're melting things because of the sheer amount of shots that we're firing, but also because of the amount of ghost peppers that are just flying everywhere. But as you see there, with all the jostling that Loki was doing up in the corner, we're not dealing a lot of strong impact damage with our tiers, you know. And that's something that I hopefully will improve upon. The shot speed upgrade, health up, that's fine. Secret room might be there, but I'd be surprised. Another experimental pill. Finally get some movement speed here. Look up. And a bad trip. Well, at least we got the soul heart back. Yeah. I don't know why I did that. I was trying to cancel out the shots and Mom's heart, didn't even think about it. Well, as punishment for that, let's go fight Old Hushy. We also have a lot of money. And that's just going to be even more money for us to get. We also get Fate, which is going to give us... it's going to give us Flying and another Eternal Heart. I don't want any of those. And I don't want any of those. All right. We get Hive Mind. Hive Mind's great for Guppy, obviously. We get a Hierophant card. Down with that. And we have been going through a lot of keys here. Did get Guppy's tail. I might as well take Fate now. I'm not going to use Sumptorium again. We get a World card. Let's go. I'm not going to use Sumptorium again until after the Eternal Heart processes. What I meant to say. But Ghost Pepper is going to make this a giant joke. You may notice that Blue Baby is not firing any tears, and I don't think that Hush is also going to do anything either. Oh, no, he got one shot off that was behind us somehow. This might be the most broken run in almost every literal sense. Hush shot one time over the entire course of that fight. Is this the most broken run we've ever seen? It might be. In the context of what's happening right now, this is the most broken run that we've ever seen. Because we've never seen a build that just straight up disables the game from spawning bosses, spawning tiers, where we are completely overwhelming the engine right now with all of our tiers and stuff, and it's causing them. By the way, those are the Mr. what do they say, Cowlers or Collins or whatever. That's the enemies that was in the patch notes. People had a little bit of question about that. The eye lasers, the black floating eye laser guys. So they've finally gotten a nerf, which was much needed. But I mean, all the attention right now goes to the fact that we are stopping the game from doing things because we have so many particle effects on the screen right now. And I'd say that qualifies as a new most powerful run, most broken run of all time for sure. In the literal sense, this may not be the flashiest build or even the strongest build in terms of damage. But, I mean, even if we had 1,000,000 damage, we couldn't stop enemies from spawning. We just lost all of our Claudies, by the way, from that one stomp. But I still don't think that is going to matter a little bit, but not that much. There we go. Pop the world card here. Sulfur's nice. I do love me some Mark. Two or three for Leviathan, but man, Sumptorium. Oh, that would have been a wrong. To the left over here would have been the wrong way. We just need some red hearts, man. So obviously right now we are not creating enough projectiles to despawn things. But once we get Sumptorium back up and running here with HP, we got ourselves some fun. Celtic Cross, which does contribute towards the Seraphim transformation. We have so many transformation items right now. Remember, we have rock bottom too, so any stat ups that we get, no matter how temporary they are, even if it's from a tarot card, is going to be permanent for us, unless we somehow lose rock bottom, which I am not planning on doing anytime soon. Yeah, that definitely has to be the boss door sound effect or something. Get Jawbone, I don't really care about Jawbone. Spider Babby's gonna give us the Spider Baby transformation. This is our damage with just simply with 0 clots, by the way. There we go. Of course, going to do a victory lap. Second seed, 06 Hotel 1 Charlie 3 Tango Foxtrot. Oh, Multidimensional Baby's doing the thing. So if you see Multidimensional Baby kind of freaking out right now, that's still a thing in the game. I was hoping that they would fix that, but if that happens, just go back and then go hit continue. That's all you got to do. Yeah, that's definitely the boss door. 100,000 no percento. Rose Heart, E-Twanky, and Glaucoma. Neither one of these I really want. So I'm just not going to take them. That simple. You don't want it? Don't take it. But I do want, however, some Red Hearts game. So just a couple Red Hearts. That's all I'm asking for. I'm not asking for a lot. We do have PhD, so we might as well take Mom's coin purse. We also have a ton of money. Get health up. Health down. Great. And amnesia. All right. Relax. Wait, what? Why did that give us an all stats up? Whatever. Rock bottom works in mysterious ways. My guess is that maybe it mimicked cracked crown in there. I'm not sure. Either way, I'll take it. Ain't gonna turn down a free all stats up. Want to get my Claudia army back here, so we'll just chill out for a moment. Thank goodness we have the 9 volt. But again, I really don't see the point of there being a cooldown on Sumptorium. We're already paying enough by sacrificing some hearts to use the item game, so just why cost us time as well, you know? Now it's coming back here. We get Virgo, which again, it seems to be this is the week of overlapping positive pill items. I swear to God, if we get Luckfoot again game, then, well, we're going to have a little bit of a talk. Luck up. It's going to be a while before we see any increase on the luck stat. Yeah. I guess mom's purse probably was a better choice there. Deep pockets might as well. And we get keep her sack. Man. Oh brother. Oh brother. Now we're getting into some serious consideration for new. We are going to be torching the entire world with this. There's the new blood rights, by the way. It does give you tears whenever you use it now for the room. I don't think we need either one of those. I think I will take blood rights, however. Yeah, it looks about good. Just giving myself a permanent tears upgrade, don't mind me. And if this run wasn't powerful enough already, brother, sister, you're about to see some craziness. The mid-episode reminder, everybody, 2,500 likes now is the new like streak goal, not 3K. to get us closer to the eye tracker challenge, so you can follow my every movement, my eyes anyway. And I'm curious to see if it's changed since the last eye tracker episode. I was actually thinking about doing it'd be a separate video of like a double take on my eye movement, like me reacting to or analyzing my eye movement video, because I did one of those previously and the video got buried by the algorithm. No one even knew about it. So I'd like to take another crack at that. Maybe that'd be a fun experiment, just to kind of explain my logic and where I'm looking and that sort of thing. Yeah. Take the mystery gift here, looking for the secret room, which may be south of here. Not gonna give the game a chance to nudge me into that, so we're just gonna go on over here. Although I do want to read the description of Missing No. Missing No. Rerolls Isaac's stats and all collected items on pickup. The reroll effect triggers again on the start of each floor. Yep. Yep. No, thank you. Blood Clot here, which is great because we're just going to have so many alternating shots. The sheer amount of bodies that are firing tears at our enemies. It sounds really metal if you think of it that way. If you say it that way, it sounds really metal. I've been listening to a lot of heavier stuff lately. Like I've been mixing in a lot of Meshuggah, some Alluvial, some August Burns Red. What was that other band that I found the other day for the first time ever? Hang on, I'm pulling up Winamp. Apologies for the alt tab. Oh, Spirit Box. I'd never even heard of that band, and then I heard the song Holy Roller, which, by the way, if you haven't heard that song, holy, no pun intended. You want heavy, just pure, unadulterated heavy metal? Check out the song Holy Roller by Spirit Box and get back to me. That is my kind of like aggressive, punch you in the face metal. That's lauder metal right there, you know. That's the type of stuff I'd use for my next PvP video. Which I do kind of miss. I miss collecting clips and stuff from when I was BGing and doing arenas on Lauder, and then spending dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens and dozens of hours editing those PvP videos. Late nights, man. Late nights over at Papa Victa's house back in the old days, and good old days. When YouTube wasn't even on my mind. I was looking at possibly becoming a firefighter at that point. Because I really didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I've never been someone who has a lot of aspirations or anything like that. And I know that's not a good thing to say, but it's just the God's honest truth. I've never really been one to conjoined with this build. We might as well. We don't take any damage down anyway. Let's just make the game crash today. That's our goal, is just making this entire game just bleed. It's not that I don't have aspirations. It's just that I don't have any future plans of what am I planning on doing with my life, that sort of thing. I think everyone gets to a stage of that in their lives. I'm not going to take Guppy's head here because I'd rather have the HP for some Torium refills. But that's when I was doing those PvP videos, I was just doing them for fun. I liked the idea of creating videos and having somebody watch them. I was originally making them just for my friends. And also just to practice video editing. Video editing was one of those things. I used to know a little bit about websites and that sort of thing, and I wasn't sure if that was the thing that I wanted to do with my life. So video editing was kind of like an extension of that. Is you get to create something, you get to improve it, and just learn and learn and learn and learn. And I taught myself how to video edit just through watching YouTube tutorials and websites and just practices and exercises and that sort of stuff. So, and I think I did okay for never having any formal training on video editing before. And I think that, you know, I was just doing it. I was just doing it to show my love of WoW, and also the fact that I figured people would like it other than my friends, because more people started watching Warcraft movies. And given the fact that I was a night elf protection warrior doing PvP, which was kind of unheard of there. If you insisted on playing a protection warrior in WoW and PvP, you were supposed to be human, and that's it, or possibly Tauren. That's it. Maybe no, just human and Tauren. That was it. So seeing a night elf who is not really geared towards a PvP warrior race was something that people were like, what the heck is this guy doing? And then I made the videos very entertaining, and obviously a big portion of that, a big chunk of that is the infusion of heavy metal and sort of music video vibes and stuff. That's what I wanted to go for. I wanted every Lauder video to be like a new music video. And you'll see cues that I took. Like I would go Pendulum, for example, when they have the song called The Tempest. I used that for, I think, episode 4 of the Word of Lauder, and I took a lot of beats that they had in their actual music video and incorporated in the WoW video. And what I'm trying to convey here is that it just video editing became one of my things that I really truly enjoyed, because I was like, man, this is fun. And they were getting tens of thousands of views on Warcraft movies and hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube. And that was great. I was like, man, this is awesome. I never aspired to be a YouTuber or do this for a living, or I didn't know. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then everything changed when I met Husky. And all those skills that I had come up and learned for myself ended up paying off, because Husky needed their editor at the time was out of town, and they had an emergency on their hand for a huge video for Row, for Nerdy Nummies. And it became their most, for a while there anyway, it was their most watched episode. But at the time, Husky had a color correction problem in there. The video looked horrible. The colors are all out of balance and that sort of thing. And he doesn't know enough about video editing to fix it. And I had met Husky in Star Wars: The Old Republic, and we were playing Hutball and stuff together. And he knew that I had, just for S's and G's, I want to see how much more. I want to see how fast the wave counter goes up. Let's watch this. This is going to be stupid. All right, here we go. No, they're not spawning. Maybe it was too much. Things are definitely living. I don't know what's living over there, but they're not happy. Oh, apparently that was dark. That was adversary. Oh, that was a skip. Oh, okay. The Monstro? Yeah, of course it is. There, Monstro. You strike down one of our Claudies, we'll make 2 more. That was a skip right there. Yep. 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 And there we go. Oh, that's too good. That is too good. Got a red portal here thanks to card reading. I'm glad that there were so many people who got the Kaiju number 8 reference too, by the way. Even though it wasn't that on the nose, because I've just gotten talking about the anime in that episode, but Alex didn't know what Kaiju number 8 was. He was just like, "Okay," and I was like, "See, Kaiju," like, "Okay," like, "See, Godzilla," except not. He was like, "Como?" I said, "See." He said, "See," and I said, "See." Como? I said, "See," and I said, "See." Our conversations are very nuanced. That's what makes us a great team. What makes us the half Chinese, Irish, Mexican sensation. That's the dynamic duo. I don't think that tag team name would fly in WWF though, or WWE. Introducing the tag team champions of the world. Oh my God. You know what? This is one of those times where I think Brimstone is gonna ruin everything, so I'm not gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna go beat Hush again. Why not? Of course I am. The tag team champions of the world, half Chinese, half Irish, Mexican duo. Like, you know, it'd be like half heavy metal because obviously I've got metal and Alex. Alex listens to all kinds of stuff. He listens to metal. I mean, and this is another thing that you may not know about our dear friend, Alex. Alex, you beautiful, beautiful man. He's also a very accomplished guitarist and musician. So if you weren't already in love with him at the start, ladies, or fellas, then you have one more reason to love him. I know I do. Alex does play metal. All right, let's see how much we can despawn off of Hush here. It just looks like we have a giant lightsaber now. Yeah, this is ridiculous. That's a weird sound effect. Oh man, card reading, I love you. Yeah, and I mean, and obviously the reason why we're getting just constant flames is because of our 10 luck rating. Thanks to Rock Bottom and us having perfection. We're just gonna get another red portal. Out of Yaves. That's fine. Something tells me I think we're gonna be okay. Now, if we really want to see craziness, and I mean really want to see craziness, how long is it gonna take for Delirium to freak out? Can we remove the Satan statue, I wonder? We cannot. Well, I guess technically we removed Fallen and all them. All right, let's not lose our Claudies immediately. Okay, there we go. Oh my God. Just, okay. All right, now the game's trying to crash itself. I'm gonna make a save state real quick because I don't feel like clearing Void again if we do end up crashing. And you do that just by simply exiting and then going to the you do this. You go to exit, then hit continue. You do that to make sure that if the game crashes, like if I hadn't done that, and let's say the game crashes in this next boss fight, whoever it's Delirium. If it crashes in here, it would, if I didn't do that, it would have made us do the entire floor again. But if you make the save state, then you don't have to worry about that. It would just put you right back where you made the save state. And Delirium's already almost dead. And he attacked no times at all. Spawned one spider and is cooked. Fully well roasted, cooked. Whatever you want to call it. In the most broken run of the year so far. Holy Toledo, what a Friday to kick it off. Thank you for watching, everybody. Don't forget tonight, over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Sinvicta, is going to be Pokemon breaks. If you're interested in Pokemon cards and you like joining group breaks, that sort of stuff, it's a great place to be. We're running a special tonight as well, so definitely go check that one out. You can go check out my website, Sinvicta.tv, or come by, twitch.tv/Sinvicta. Thank you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, everyone. I hope you have a fantastic start to your weekend. As always, I'll see you all next time. Until then, so long, everybody. Man, what a run. Thanks for watching this video. Like thanks to pages of mine like Jacob Tatman, Dad of Two, Pokestick, and Nate Meldick. If you'd like to have your name read at the end of an Isaac episode, check out my Patreon campaign, which you can find over at patreon.com/Sinvicta.